guys, I'm Esther, and today we will be doing my first ever book discussion. And what we will be discussing is Allegiant by Veronica Roth. Okay, so I didn't know whether I liked this series or not, but now I do. Look, if you're gonna watch this book discussion, please, before you do so, go away, read Divergent and Insurgent and Allegiant, and come back, because there will be spoilers. So go! Okay, so, they're all gone. We've all read all of them. So what happens is, Evelyn's running the city with her factionless thing, and there's this group called the Allegiant who want to go outside the fence. So there's Triss, Uriah, Cara, Christina, Tobias, and Tori, and they all try and get out the fence. And when they get out there, they go to this place called the Bureau of Genetic Welfare, or something like that. And it's about how they learn that their entire city is an experiment, and they didn't need help at all. So yeah, so they're just cruel, basically. And then Triss starts this big revolution because they want to wipe the memories of everyone in the city, because Marcus and Evelyn are having this war thing, and Evelyn's going to set this death serum off if Marcus tries to penetrate into a weapons facility. So Triss wants to wipe everyone's memory in the Bureau, and that's what happens. They wipe everyone's memory, and then everyone's like happy. And the problem is, shall we get to it now? Triss dies while doing this! She dies! Like, I couldn't believe that she died. She dies. Why? Why couldn't 4 have died? I would have preferred it if 4 had died. And it's slow paced at the beginning, but when it got to the end, I was just like, oh no, Triss is gonna die. And in a way, I'm still hoping that Veronica Roth will write another book in which she'll figure out how Triss didn't die. Anyway, it's really weird, like, oops, oh no, the dust cover just fell off. I'll show you it without the dust cover. This is the English version without the dust cover. It has nothing on it. Basically, in the book, you get to see it from 2 viewpoints, Tobias, 4 and Triss. And the 4th chapters, I didn't really like that much. I prefer Triss when I hear from Triss. But 4 isn't 4 in this book. I didn't like 4 at all. I mean, I didn't really like him in the 1st and 2nd ones, but now I really don't like him, because he didn't listen to Triss, and then he's like, I'm crumbling inside. And I'm thinking, yeah, you should be, because Triss, you know Triss, and you should listen to her. You don't know this stupid Nita lady. And he basically, yeah. And Uriah, let's talk about Uriah. He didn't need to die. Yeah, it was a gradual death, but he didn't need to die. He could have woke up. But she just wanted to hurt us even more. And I think my favourite scenes in this book, I have 2. The one where they're teaching Caleb how to shoot. Because I like that, because it's like their last time where they're kind of happy together, I guess. They're the last time that they're really friends and whatever. And I also like the scene where when Caleb and Triss are running down the corridor to get to the weapons lab in the Bureau. I liked it when Triss was saying that she wouldn't lead him to his execution, and she finally forgave him. I really liked that scene, because it showed that even if somebody does betray you that bad, as Caleb did with Triss, you should always forgive them, because that's just how it works. I mean, Caleb's not really a bad guy. He just made mistakes, just like Tobias, and Triss did as well, and everybody else in the book, because it was a war, and he did what he thought was right. But I'm just so sad that Triss died. Oh, and when Tobias scattered her ashes, oh, that was so beautiful. But I kind of didn't want to know after Triss died, because I didn't care. I didn't care about Tobias and his crappy life. So yeah, I think this book made me love the series. I think this is my favourite, then Divergent and Insurgent. I mean, they're all really quite slow moving until the end, and it's not until the end of the books that I'm thinking, oh no, oh no. But yeah, I think this one is my favourite. Oh, and Amar and George. I wish that storyline had been developed more, because I just wish it had. And I think they're my two new favourite characters. Like, out of the new people that have come in. And then Zoe, we hear about her through the entire first half, and then the second half, we don't even know what's happened to her. What happened to Zoe? So, yeah, Allegiant kind of destroyed me. I mean, not as much as Clockwork Princess did, but this book made me cry. Like, even just one thing had set me off, like them little short chapters where they stopped putting the name of who it was. They were making me cry because we were talking about Tris and just, oh. Oh, yeah, and after Tris dies, it goes back to a 4th chapter, and Peter becomes Gilderoy Lockhart because he can't remember anything. Like, that would have been funny if it was before that, but it wasn't. I like the bit where, in the scene where Tris takes the thing from Caleb, I like it when she says, "I love my brother, I love him, and he is quaking with terror at the thought of death. I love him, and all I can think, all I can hear in my mind are the words I said to him a few days ago. I would never deliver you to your own execution." And that's what makes her go and basically sacrifice herself, because she's selfless. And it's kind of odd because the whole time she thinks she's selfish, and she's not. She's the most selfless person in this book. It's like, this whole thing I like, so I'm going to read it to you. When I look at him, I don't see the cowardly young man who sold me out to Janine Matthews, and I don't hear the excuses he gave afterward. When I look at him, I see the boy who held my hand in the hospital when her mother broke her wrist and told me it would be alright. I see the brother who told me to make my own choices the night before the choosing ceremony. I think of all the remarkable things he is, smart and enthusiastic and observant, quiet and earnest and kind. He is a part of me, always will be, and I am part of him too. I don't belong to Abnegation or Dauntless or even the Divergent. I don't belong to the Bure or the Experiment or the Fringe. I belong to the people I love, and they belong to me. They and the love and loyalty I give them form my identity far more than any word or group ever could. I love my brother. I love him, and he is quaking with terror at the thought of death. I love him, and all I can think, all I can hear in my mind are the words I said to him a few days ago. I would never deliver you to your own execution. I just love that little bit. That's probably my favourite bit in the entire of this book. And I kind of did a bad thing. As consolation to that book ending, I went out and bought 2 more. Even though I bought 3 a few days ago, and I've got like 20 odd in my TBR file, which I'm going to show you now, the 2 I bought. I bought Darren Shan's Slaughter, which is the 3rd book in the Demonata series, and that is about a boy, and I'll read the thing to you. Nightmares haunt the dreams of Dervish Grady since his return from the Demonata universe, but Grubbs takes care of his uncle as they both try to continue a normal demon-free existence. When a legendary cult director calls in Dervish as consultant for a new horror movie, it seems a perfect excuse for a break from routine and a chance for some fun. But being on the set of a town called Slaughter stirs up more than memories for Grubbs and his friend Billy. Lights, camera, slaughter. So that's that, and it's by Darren Shan. And the next book I got was Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief, basically, because I haven't read this yet, which is really weird. And these 2, £1.75 from a charity shop, £1.75. How good is that? Both hardbacks as well. And this one says, does 6 schools in 6 years count as troubled? Does finding out what the Greek gods are alive and living in America count as troubled? Does the fact that some of them are trying to kill you count as troubled? And does discovering that you're the only half-blood alive who can stop a war of the gods count as troubled? It does. because if Olympus does exist, then so must the underworld, and if Percy, whoever he really is, doesn't complete his quest by summer solstice, never mind trouble, there's going to be Hades to pay. So that's that. And now I'll show you them together, because I know how you like to see the books. And there they are. And that's my book talk done, and I guess partly a book haul, in a way. So, bye, and please read Divergent, because it is really good once you get to the end. Please read it. Bye!